And I believe we're going back to Andrew Krystal.
I am here, Roger.
You are. We're looking at the Yurt come down, the final piece of the puzzle.
This is it's a rather surreal sight for those that have been following the Occupy Toronto protest here in St. James Park. It's shocking to see the park so barren of tents, and especially the Yurt, which was sacrilegious to this group. It was transformed into a library, the Mongolian-style tent, which, by the way, was abandoned by whomever owned it from the Occupy Toronto movement, and it's being dismantled. I don't know if it's being destroyed or what. These things are actually very expensive tents. So to see it going down like this, as I was coming by to give you this report, Roger, I saw two women crying. There's some people taking this very hard, and people now looking at it are actually sad.
Well, it really is the symbol of the protest, right?
Yeah, and they feel very sad. The look on their faces is very grim.
Yeah.
Nobody's chanting. It's just they're very resigned. They're very mournful. There's just a very glum feeling here. It's
well, I think they looked at that. I mean, tents are tents, but the Yurt is, in Mongolia is a home. People use that as their home, and I think that's what that became.
Yeah, it did, and it was the best tent. This tent, and there was another Yurt near the fire tent. And gee, as I turn around and see the grounds by St. James Church, to see it clear of any protesters is a strange sight, because for hours and days covering this event, our eyes have been filled with tents and chants and protesters, and to see the boys in blue and such a somber atmosphere here now is rather funereal. It's kind of strange, actually. I took a break, Roger, and got a coffee, and as I was walking back, I saw two women crying, and came back to a different park mood. The protesters that were here, the last hardened few that were pulled from the barricaded library tent, the Yurt, where there was shouts as they were being dragged off, and shouts again as the van took them away, the paddy wagon. That's the mood now is just sadness. It's not cheerful. There may be a general assembly, but the people here feel defeated. I know they're trying to keep their spirits up, but a lot of people that have been taking pictures of the tents, etc., felt it was going to go on forever. There was just so many people and such a focus and such energy here, Roger. It seemed almost unstoppable, as improbable as that is in a major city, to think that you can just tent out, and then, of course, losing the court challenge. There's just there's a feeling now when the one gentleman just told me he's protecting trees. Say hi to City TV. You're protecting the trees?
Yeah, I'm just protecting the trees. And I'm just asking all the police officers if they can state their peace off their oath. And not one of them can. I even offered them $20 to protect it, and they didn't.
How do you feel today, right now? How do you feel right now?
I feel a little bit upset. Just the idea of how many police officers have to come down here to do something like this. If they would have actually talked to us in the first place and compromised, I bet you would have come to a compromise, and this wouldn't have had to happen.
It's kind of sad. Don't you think that this is sad? This was a village, and now...
It wasn't just that. It was that we saw a lot of people with mental health issues, a lot of people with crack or meth issues, or opiate addiction. We helped a lot of those people kind of wean themselves off those things, and unfortunately, they never came in to pay attention to those things. They only paid attention to the mud in the bottom of the park. It's kind of sad.
Thanks for talking to me. Roger, I do want to address that issue with the homeless and the mental health issues. The homeless, are you there, Roger?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm listening.
Okay, so let me just explain what's happened. Homeless people would descend upon this makeshift village, and the people that would be here would offer them food. The psychiatric people would be addressed differently, and some of the people that were occupiers in the Occupy Toronto movement have jobs, some very good jobs, some part-time jobs, some unemployed, and newly unemployed. So the people here had means. So when homeless people arrived at the camp, as long as they, participated in some of the value sets here, they were welcomed. So I don't think that the homeless in downtown Toronto ever had a better time than they did at St. James Park. Now, this is my speculation. This is what I've observed, and this is the interviews I've conducted. This is what I've been able to gather.